This is your girl Yannick Taylor, aka Priestess, hostess of Conversations with the Priestess. Here's a preview of what you may hear on Conversations with the Priestess.
We weren't meant for monogamy, let's be honest. Like, we have needs, let's be real. And communicating that, what you want, what you don't want, what sets up. Now, this drink is brown because I learned something. Since I'm older, I can't do brown liquor anymore. Also, I noticed since I started on hormone replacement therapy, HRT, in 2015, me and certain liquors don't match well. I don't know whether...
And I recognize that a lot of men love to be dominated by women. And that's because men are seen as these leaders, as this big alpha male dominant being. And because they're put on this pedestal of being leaders, sometimes they want to be submissive. Back when I cosplayed a Butch Queen in South Carolina around 2011, I was on Craigslist. This is when Craigslist was bumping and before they had gotten rid of the personal section. I hope you enjoyed that preview. Join me on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. for Priestess After Dark. Full video versions of the podcast can be found on patreon.com/CWT Priestess, and join me on Fridays at noon for our regular Friday post. Live, love, and be free. Smooches.
Available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, anywhere you download and stream podcasts.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Yanni T, the Priestess, never your mistress. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Conversations with the Priestess. This month is very special. Not only is it my birthday month, but it's the anniversary of me beginning my podcast career. Many of you all remember when I first had Black, Trans, and Beautiful, the Melanated Memoirs. So we meshed everything together, and here you have it. I'm accepting birthday love notes all month long. So I have the information in the show notes and on my Twitter page. So y'all live, love, and be free from the Priestess. Let's get this show started. What's going on, everybody? It's your girl, Yannick Taylor, the Priestess, never your mistress. I am so excited to be back with you all. I realize your girl has too much fun when she's recording this podcast, okay? Y'all know I be zooted and booted, but if y'all knew the things that I say that does not make it onto the air, and it's because it'd be a blooper, or I even forgot what I was saying because I went on a tangent. But anyway, I'm glad that y'all are sticking with me in my madness. Your girl is happy. It's my day off. It's Friday. I'm freaking excited about live. I'm just excited. My week has been great. Last week and this week has been some of the best weeks ever. This month has started off wonderful. Not only is it my birthday month, but it's also marking my 5th anniversary as a podcaster. Many of you all know I started off with Black, Trans, and Beautiful. And I had a plethora of guests on. That podcast is still up. The episodes are still up. If y'all want to go check that out, go ahead and check that out. It's still on Anchor and everything. And I did engraft the audio drama Unwanted into this podcast. So if you know a friend or family, just tell them to listen to Conversations with the Priestess. We have some good material. I'm working on some new material as well. I want to start doing weekly monologues, having them ready to go. So I want to do a few monologues, encompassing my feelings. So I have a lot of things that I want to do. This week has been grand. I got an approval to begin auditioning for voice acting. As you all know, I absolutely love voice acting. Voice acting is my ish. I just recently did a couple of projects that will be premiering sometime this year. And your girl has been productive. I've been extremely blessed this month. I'm excited. Got my first BGO check, getting my second one this month. Everything is going well. I'm excited. There's some things that I'm working on, but hey, The week was grand. The week was grand. And I cannot complain. But what has highlighted my week for me, many of you know that the Oscars had their big ceremony on this past Sunday. And I'm elated to say, especially during Women's History Month, singer, actress Audra Day, we know her for the song, I Will Rise Up, I Will Rise Up. Ooh, Lord. So, at the 78th Annual Awards, the movie that's now on Hulu, The United States versus Billie Holiday, was the opportunity that got Audra Day her award, her Golden Globe, as Best Actress in a Drama. She is the second ever Black actress to win the category and to do so in 35 years, which we know 35 years ago, which is as old as I'm going to be on March the 15th, was when Whoopi Goldberg won it for her role as Celie in The Color Purple. And the fact that with Billie Holiday versus the United States versus Billie Holiday, it is encompassing the story of Billie Holiday. I will be watching it after this podcast. I've already seen the reviews. I'm going to look at it for myself and see what lands. But this is big that she's a singer and she's channeling the late Billie Holiday. And it's talking about basically how, because of her song Strange Fruit, Billie Holiday was a target for the United States government, boo-boo. And it chronicles that. I'm going to watch that. I'm going to support my sister. And I'm just so excited for Audra Day. I'm just so excited. This is fucking awesome to be hearing this. And I'm just excited. I'm excited. Also, in news, many of you all are familiar with the George Floyd case, in where George Floyd, God rest his soul, was killed by police officers during an arrest where the officer kneeled on the young man's neck and killed him. However, this spurred a series of protests here across the globe, actually, and we're still fighting, using our platforms, being cautious in this COVID weather. The House of Representatives on Wednesday passed the George Floyd Justice in Policing Bill of 2021. This is basically to help reduce police violence against people of color. Banning chokeholds, kneeling on the person being arrested, and it's rewriting misconduct. I'm not going to go into the whole spiel here. And it goes up to the Senate. Now, my concern is, what is the Senate going to do? Are they going to do what's right or what's white? Yes, I said it. Are they going to do... It's sad, but I'm grateful for this, but also, when are we going to start getting justice? That's what I want to know. I want our brothers and sisters that have been snatched away by white supremacy and policing, I want them to get justice too. Even my trans sisters that have been taken down. My trans siblings, my non-binary siblings. So, I really want justice for all of this, and I am, I'm ready for something to change. So, but I'm going to see where this is going to go. I will keep you all abreast on social media. I haven't really been active on social media because I've been in a season of rest and I really needed it. So, and by it being my birthday month, I certainly am doing a lot of self-care so I can enjoy myself. So, anyway, in other news, since it is my birthday month, I have a lot of things planned. One of them being a Scentsy party. If you are interested in the Scentsy party, I have my Facebook below, my personal Facebook. I will be vetting all people. So if you are here for the Scentsy party, let me know. Like, message me first. I will check it. I do check my filter inbox, but message me. And my birthday's on March 15th. So message me and I will give you all the details and put you in my Yannick's Red Room. Y'all don't want to miss this. Y'all don't want to miss this. It's going to be lit. And big shout out to my big brother that's helping me with this. Thank you so much, big brother. You know who you are. But my birthday, as I said, is very important, and it's the anniversary of me beginning my podcast career as well. I'm freaking excited. So what I am doing, I am getting an Airbnb or hotel suite for my birthday. And if y'all are listening to this, y'all, I'm dropping my cash apps and all of my apps where you can send me love. I'm accepting gifts all month long. So everything is below. I'm excited. Also, I have a Bigo birthday bash as well. And a Bigo event schedule planned. Y'all, it's going to be freaking awesome. I also do my Tuesday night talent show on the Bigo app. If you're interested, I have all of that information in the show notes as well. So y'all go ahead and don't forget about my YT channel. I have my YT channel. Look for Conversations with the Priestess there. These are the things that I have planned for my birthday, and I'm working on me in this birthday month. I really want to be able to get the things that I desire and things like that. So I've really been putting my best foot forward in achieving the things that I want. And I got a nice little birthday surprise, y'all. I got a nice birthday surprise early on too. So Coming to America 2 premiered a day early. I get home from work. I said, okay, let me go ahead and see if I need to just go ahead and pre-order this or whatever I got to do. I watched it on Amazon Prime for free. I'm not going to ruin anything about the movie, but it is fucking good. And it is, if you remember the original film or have seen the original film, they make so many references to the previous film. Okay, I'm not going to ruin it. But y'all check that out. Check that out. I'm just fucking excited. I'm excited. And I needed that release. Thank you so much again, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for the love that you have shown me on this podcast. But I just wanted to get that out. But let me go back to what I was saying. So I needed that release. I watched TV last night. I actually enjoyed myself last night. I said, girl, enjoy your night. Because y'all know me. I'm going to go out and do Postmates. I'm going to be doing something to make extra money. So I was kind of agitated from my day. I had a couple of moments. And I think it was that midweek burnout, you know. I'm excited to have survived the day, you know. And I'm so happy to have made it through the day. I was agitated and I was burnt out from the week. I'm like, okay, I need time away from my job. I need time. So instead of working Postmates this week, I would come home and rest, do some self-care, meditate, clean my room, do my laundry, do something. And I needed a distraction, you know, So I turned the TV on, watched my film and consulted with the ancestors and, you know, I had some powerful niggatry going on in my room and it was good. It was all set. And I really needed that because in the last couple of weeks, I have not been entertaining people and evaluating myself and dating. And instead of, you know, entertaining someone at this point, I'm kind of keeping to myself. I'm going to have my fun, but I'm just more so focused on me, focused on getting myself refocused spiritually, mentally, and emotionally and healing from my own stuff. And navigating this as a trans woman, it's different because we talked about the fuckboy shit. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago. You know, just navigating this whole thing and just being appreciative of the support system and what I have already. It's a whole journey. And because I kind of have my eye on someone, but at the same token, I'm kind of isolating myself in a certain aspect as far as emotionally, because there's some things that I have caught about myself that I'm not pleased with, and I'm working on those traumas and things, which I find very crucial to do, because if you don't work on your trauma, you're going to have trouble on your hands. So I'm working on my healing, killing those roots from narcissism, and just getting rid of anything that's junk. I'm having to get rid of all the dumb junk. And if I don't get rid of all the dumb junk, my life is going to be polluted. So, and in the last 2 weeks, since the little incident with the perv on the porch, I haven't felt like singing. I really have not felt like singing. And just renewing that. And I'm going to tell y'all what happened. Y'all know that little Whoop Trigger app where for the hooping ass preachers out there that like to preach. And I know some people and some leadership people in church is going to get me for this podcast, or will. But it has the little, like, the click tracks and all of that. I downloaded that app. And I was sitting there playing with it. And it has a nice little Quartet S type group that's very soulful. Child, I have been listening to that. And I have been putting in some work. When I tell you that has helped me manifest, that has fucking helped me manifest, y'all. So I would do my law of attraction work when I got home from work, and I would do it in the mornings while I'm getting ready to this click track. And oh my gosh, this week has been one of the best weeks ever. And what I ended up doing on this past Thursday, I started back doing somewhat of an exercise routine. I just go out for a morning walk. I'll eat my breakfast, get myself together, consult with the ancestors, and I would go for a walk to like energize myself. And I walk uphill so I can feel that resistance. Oh my gosh, it is so good. This is where I have been in the last week. And I decided to make some changes because it's giving me more energy. And also, I'm using that as a way to
The great visionary leader of India, Mahatma Gandhi, said, "It is health that is real wealth, and not pieces of gold and silver." Listen to the Healthy Grocer radio show on your favorite podcast platform. We know that health is our greatest wealth, and we will be discussing all aspects of natural healing. Explore everything from supplements, superfoods, and healthy lifestyle choices to help conquer stress and boost productivity. Top industry experts and natural health professionals join us for a deep dive into our healing journey. You can find the Healthy Grocer radio show on demand every day wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And remember, health is your greatest wealth.
release all of those endorphins and hormones and helping you with my anxiety, depression, things like that. I'm revamping my life. This is where my birthday month is for me. And just going for what I want, going for what I need, and being happy in the skin that I'm in. And that's just the space that I'm in right now. So I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to hit y'all up with some more things. Here are some words from our sponsors and some church announcement. Hey girl, you with the voodoo wop. Yes, you with that confident pussy. Hey darling, you, honey, you got that confident wop. Hey y'all, this is your girl Yannick Taylor. If you have that confident wop and you know that you are an ethical hoe and a classy one at that, I have some merchandise just for you, honey. Y'all go to my Yannick Taylor store on Spreadshirt. That's shop.spreadshirt.com/Yannick Taylor. If you order now, you get 15% off of everything. Get your confident pussy shirts, get your ethical hoe shirts, and I do have my Ashe apparel. I have masks, I have ball caps, I have carrying bags, everything that you could ever think of. So get your confident pussy material today. Live, love, and be free. Hey girl, spring is arriving, and you rocked it well this winter. Honey, girl, go on over to priestessbeauty.maven.com and get your spring look now. If you sign up to be notified via email of our special things, our special sales, our special discounts, put in your email and you'll get 10% off of your order, honey. We have hair bundles. We have Virgin, Remy, Yaki hair. We have lace front wigs of human hair. So go ahead and go to priestessbeauty.maven.com and get your glam on, darling. Now let's start back the show. Okay, we are back. So on today, Pose FX fans received some rather enlightening yet troubling news today. The final season of the hit TV show Pose premieres on May the 2nd, 2021. Damn you, 2021 already. Okay, you're being mean. You give us highlights, but then you take something away from us. But the announcement came on social media by MJ Rodriguez, who portrays as Blanca on what I saw today. That's what I saw, okay? Yeah, and I saw it all over Twitter this morning, and I'm like, wow, 3 years of Pose, and it's been a wonderful series, and I can relate as living as a Black trans woman who is into the ballroom scene and have lived, breathed, and ate ballroom culture. And also, it tells the story of even what us trans women go through today, and I love the history, and it's spotlighting the queer and trans communities of color. And I'm excited. I'm very excited. I can't wait to see what it holds. I can't wait to see where they take this and how they will carry on the legacy. I'm excited. I'm very excited. One show that I want y'all to watch, it is called Bubbling Brown Sugar. It is on Urban Flix. It's on the Urban Flix app. I want y'all to go check that out. It is a great series. This is the first season. I'm going to check about season 2. It is an awesome show. Please go check that out on Urban Flix. Please go check that out. So, I mentioned dating a little bit and how I'm reevaluating it before the break. One of the reasons why I haven't really been dating or trying to date is because of the crap that we trans women have to go through. Even if we're just minding our business, eating our curds and whey, and here comes a spider of a trans attracted man, and he's on some crazy ish, or their approach be off, or how they approach you just be wrong. But then, they always approach it a certain way, and it's crazy. But I'm in a Facebook group, and we were talking about sex workers, and this conversation was also on Twitter during International Sex Workers Day, and how people feel that if you are a sex worker, that you owe them some type of sexual favor. And because of that, it has made me a little bit more cautious when I meet someone, because I never know. Because number one, y'all know I have history with sex work. I'm not ashamed of that. But people who know that about me, who know of that history, will make some comments, say, well, oh, you used to do this, so why are you doing this way now? Or, for instance, this was an example from one of my friends, and we were discussing this because they may have saw some material that we had out, or they may have seen things about us in that art form of sex work, they feel like, oh, we owe it to them to just have sex with them. And my favorite thing about what they say about those of us that have, or those that do sex work, is that, oh, well, I just want to get to know you, when in reality, they're going the roundabout way of trying to get your services. And then you have some that are really genuinely interested in you, but it's difficult for them because of the fact that you are indeed a sex worker. And a lot of people look at it like, oh, well, sex working real work. You're too lazy to get a job. Well, a lot of people in the queer and trans community turn to sex work for survival means, okay? A lot of people have been disowned by their families, or because they are transitioning or transgender or non-binary. In certain places, they turn to sex work because places will not hire them. And God forbid, in some states that are ran by the Republic fools, making their life a living hell, just like these transgender bills that want to make it a felony for someone living in their truth, wanting to charge trans kids a felony for being who they are. And I want to know so bad, why in the hell is the Republican Party hell-bent on ruining people's lives? I just don't understand it. We're not bothering anybody. We're just trying to live. And we get it as well from the Black community. And I done went on a whole tangent about different things. This is why people turn to sex work. Now, some people do have the luxury of going into sex work because it's alluring to them, or is what they want to do. And for some, it is survival. Especially in this pandemic, we're seeing a lot of cis-queer, everybody doing fan pages and doing OnlyFans, people doing sex work now because of the pandemic and because of situations beyond our control, just to survive. You never know what someone is going through in order to put them in a certain place. That's why I say don't judge anybody. You don't want nobody judging you. Don't you judge anybody. And speaking of judging, my mind goes back to 2016. And we're going to talk about 2016. And we're going to take another quick break. And we're going to finish this out. All right. I'll be right back. What's up, everybody? Thank you all again for your love and support of Conversations with the Priestess. Now, I do have another platform that I do actual live videos from. Y'all can catch me on the Bigo app. My username there is yannicktmusic. I do a Tuesday night talent show, and I do nightly panels where we discuss various topics as it pertains to Black America, sex, sexuality, racism. We discuss everything. So if you're looking for something to do during the daytime, y'all check out the Bigo app, and it will also be a great opportunity for you to become what we call a host. If you're interested in making extra money, hit your girl up on social media. My email is below. So y'all live, love, and be free. Let's start back into the show. So this takes place in 2016. I had just broken up with my then significant other. And at this point, I had reconnected with a friend of mine. And I'm just gonna call him B3. So B3 and I, we have been friends for the longest. We've grown kind of distant over the years, but at this point, it had been a little over a year since I last seen him, and we've been through some mad capers together. I wouldn't take anything away from B3, and B3 and I have been through some crazy things. He's seen the ups and downs of me. So in 2016, B3 was getting ordained, he was getting consecrated as a bishop in the Lord's church. And, I'm a church girl at heart. I'm a church girl. And that often conflicts with me being queer and trans and me being who I am. It often conflicts. And I asked him explicitly, I said, did you let them know that you have people in your group that people that are supporting you that are transgender. And I said that for a reason, because I didn't want any type of judgment to happen. I didn't want it to be a mess, and I wanted to know if it was going to be an issue, I weren't going to go. Plain and simple. Just plain and simple. Point blank and period. So what ends up happening, I'm going down there, and as far as I know, everything is cool and hunky-dory. So I get down there. It was like a reunion. We do a whole Color Purple skit when I see my friend. And we're like, you and me, us never part, Maggie, like full Nettie and Celie moment. And we hang out. We go get something to eat. We check into our hotel. And later on that night, we had a tug of war. He wanted to go out. I said, no, we don't need to go out. I said, you have a big day tomorrow. You need to be resting and in the face of God for this. We went back and forth. So finally I relented, which was dumb of me. And we went to a hookah lounge and we relaxed, chilled out, talked and everything. And coming from the hookah bar, we ended up getting into a car accident. It was me, his friend EJ, and I'm changing names on purpose, EJ and Carlos. We were all in the car together. Carlos ended up getting a nosebleed. EJ was okay, just a little shook up. They went to the hospital. My car was totaled. And what happened, a guy runs out of a parking lot and hits us. Find out that he had fake insurance information. There was a whole mess going on, and we finally got it resolved. And what ends up happening, we had to call his apostle, and the apostle didn't answer the phone until later, and we told him what happened. And it was more so, he was like, oh, well, y'all shouldn't have been out, well, where are y'all now? We found a ride. We finally got a ride back to the hotel. We were okay, and the person that picked us up was like, are y'all okay? They were showing genuine concern, cool. Well, that next morning, EJ comes back to the hotel. EJ and Carlos come back from the hospital. We're chit-chatting, making sure they're all right. And in comes my friend's apostle. I was like, oh, hi, man of God. Hi, apostle. It's nice to meet you. This apostle spoke so dryly to me. And I was like taken aback. And I chalked it up to, well, we've all had a stressful night. We've been in a car accident. This man didn't even ask me, was I okay? Did I need any help with anything? Was I able to contact my people? Didn't do any of that. I said, okay, I already am ready to go, but I can't because I don't have a car. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm here to support my friends. So bump all of that. And I'm like, okay, I'm feeling some type of way. At this point. And so I prayed and meditated, and I was like, okay, maybe I'm like, no, I know what I saw. I said, you know what? I'm going into the service. I'm not going to let it bother me. And mind you, I was in full clergy attire, had my hair done, had my hair pulled back, followed protocol. And they ended up coming to pick us up for the service. We get in the car. The person that we rode with was like, hey, how are you? Introduced ourselves. We were talking. I didn't say much because I didn't know anybody except for the crew I was with. And when we walked in the building of the church, we got there a little bit late. When we finally get to the church, we walk in and all eyes are on me. When we walk through the doors, we walk in the vestibule of the hotel that they were using. And it was like maybe the hotel staff spoke to me, but no one spoke to me. And when I walked into the church, I spoke to whoever was escorting us in. They barely spoke, So I sit down. As soon as I sit down, this preacher is on a tirade of some sort. And then he starts throwing off on people's attire, saying they were wearing their crosses wrong, they were wearing this, that, and the other. I'm following what I was taught, and what I taught was legitimate, honey. And it was a whole shit show, y'all. It was a whole shit show. And then I'm sitting there in the service, and it was like a lot of shade being thrown over the pulpit. Now, mind you, we're waiting for the part to where my friend gets consecrated as bishop. I'm about to go there. So we get through the service, and we're sitting in the vestibule again. Everybody's coming up, greeting my friend, greeting everybody that we're with, and they're just looking at me while they're greeting other people, not even speaking to me. Mind you, I already had to deal with the stares of the people in the church and people throwing slightly transphobic shade over the pulpit, taking jabs at people's attire. I mean, it was no word of God whatsoever. I started looking down at my phone and just texting my pastor, telling him everything. And then how no one really spoke to me afterwards. The only person that spoke to me after the service was this woman and her daughter. They walked up to me because and I know they saw how I would speak, people would just look at me. And I was like, I told my friend, I said, friend, I'm just going to sit down over here. Before I had the chance to sit down, the woman and her daughter came up to me. She said, she introduced herself. She was a pastor. And she said, this is my daughter. She's like, it's nice to see that you came to support your friend. I was like, yeah, I would not have, missed this for B3 in the world. This is my best friend. She was like, okay. She said, when we started exchanging information and found out that I could sing, and we talked, she said, well, God loves you. She said, and I love your shoes. She was talking about my makeup and everything, and we had a nice conversation and things. And, that made me feel somewhat better. And then I just ended up sitting in a corner to myself. And I was texting my pastor the whole experience, and I was so hurt. When I got back to the hotel room, I started planning on making my exit. I was like, y'all, come get me. I'm ready to go. And the fact that no one wanted to pray with me or anything since I was in a car accident, just nonsense. It was crazy. And that next morning, before we go to the next morning, before I left. So after I endured that horrible mistreatment from church people that teach that you're supposed to love somebody regardless, but they didn't do that. So what ends up happening after that service, they take my friend into one of the rented out hotel rooms. I'm like, okay, what kind of shit is going on here? They take B3 to a hotel room. And they ordained him as a bishop in a hotel room. They didn't even do the ceremonial. They just prayed over him and handed him papers and just discarded him like a piece of paper. I said, you know what? It's time for me to go. That's when I planned my exit. I called one of my best friends to come and get me. I gave them gas money. We did what we had to do and got home. And I told my best friend about the whole thing. And I was just so done. But that next morning, before I left, apparently everybody was invited to brunch. Except for me. My friend tells me as I get out the shower, we're going to brunch. What are you going to do? He said, you're more than welcome to come. I said, no. I said, I'm going to sit here and get my stuff together and wait on my ride to come and get me. And that's exactly what I did. And it dawned on me, how come everybody knew about this brunch and I didn't? And why are you just now telling me, in the midst of me getting dressed, why are you just now telling me? Apparently, I was not invited. obviously I was not invited. It was made known that not to bring me around. I know for a fact that, yeah, they did not feel comfortable. And I would have felt better if they had told me, thank you for coming, but we're going to ask that, even that would have been too cruel. No, fuck that. They could have at least, even if they weren't coming, they could have at least said, hey, and be a good Christian with it. But no, they have no Christ in them. So I'm glad that they didn't speak to me or interact with me. So after that, I stayed at the hotel, packed my things, got me something to eat, and waited for my friends to arrive. When they arrived, I was so glad. And I really have not seen B3 in years at this point, and we barely talk anymore. And from that experience, in hindsight, I realized they didn't really say anything to those people about my transness, which I know this person because they did shenanigans before, which is my fault for trusting them. And I realized that this was a shitty friend because they did not defend me. They did not defend me when they saw that I was being grossly mistreated. And I realized I don't need that person in my life. I don't need that person in my life. And I finally confronted that, and I'm doing better because I want to be free to continue to work in my law of attraction work, to work in spirituality, because that experience made me doubt myself. And like my song Sustainer says, I was devastated, but now I'm liberated. I'm free from that. Yes, it hurt like hell because I trusted my friend to do right by me and he didn't. But it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. I'm still going to make it regardless. And I'm still here. And I hate to end this on a sour note. But y'all, I want y'all to check out the latest YT video that I did on my music channel, Yannick Taylor Music. Y'all, I did a cover of Twinkie Clark's Awesome. So follow me on YT. It's getting rave reviews. I'm so excited. Again, y'all, it's my birthday month. Hit up my Cash App and